So I'm getting ready to marinate the barbecued pork, and I have this 4.5 pound pork shoulder roast that I'm going to turn into barbecue pork, and I am going to make this marinade. So I'm going to turn it on to medium heat, and I'm going to add about half a cup of hoisin sauce. I'm going to add about half a cup of ketchup. I'm going to add about half a cup of soy sauce. I'm going to squeeze in several drops of red food coloring. I'm going to squeeze in probably about half a cup of honey. I'm going to add a tablespoon about Chinese five spice. I love Chinese five spice. If you don't like Chinese five spice, use less. And the only other thing that I would need is some Chinese cooking wine and brown sugar, but I don't have either one of those, so I'm going to improvise. And I have some grape jelly. I figured maybe that would add kind of a good flavor, so I'm adding like a fourth a cup of grape jelly. Let's see how that will do. And mix that up. Now I'm going to give this a little taste to see what it tastes like. Tastes pretty good. Tastes like barbecue pork. It is missing that flavor from the wine, but that's okay. Now I'm going to pour that onto the pork roast. And this is going to go in the fridge to rest for at least 2 hours, but I'll probably leave it in for several hours. Probably at least 12 hours it's going to be in the fridge. So now I'm getting ready to roast my pork roast, and I wanted to keep it up off the pan so it cooks like evenly all the way around and I can rotate it and stuff. So I have this rack, and I'm going to put it on this baking sheet, and I'm going to preheat the oven to 425. Let's see how this pork roast is looking. Oh, it's looking great. So I'm going to place it with the skin side up. That looks delicious. Okay, now I'm going to pop it in the oven and just let that slowly roast. Now I'm going to make the Chinese cucumber and daikon radish salad. So first I'm going to start by washing the cucumber, and I'm going to cut off the ends. So I'm just going to cut that into slices. Now I'm going to wash and peel the daikon radish. And then I'm going to chop off the ends, and I'm going to cut it. Well, that wasn't very successful. I tried to cut it down the middle. There we go. Cut it in quarters is what I'm aiming for, because I want bite-sized pieces. Okay, so we got our radish and our cucumbers, and I'm going to make pickles with them. So I need lots of salt. I'm probably going to use about 1/4 a cup of salt. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons garlic chili sauce. I'm going to use 6 cloves of garlic. And I want those to be kind of thick and coarsely chopped. And I'm going to cut this piece of ginger in half and slice it. And this time I'm going to leave the peel on because it's nice and clean. With my homegrown ginger, I like to take the peel off because it's kind of dirty from being in the potting soil. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to use this full amount of ginger. I think I'm going to split that in half and only use half of the ginger in there. And now I'm going to use probably about 2 tablespoons of honey. And now I'm going to do several cups of white vinegar until it gets almost full. Probably like right there. And time to mix it up in here. Now I'm going to put this in the fridge and just let it pickle. I'm going to go ahead and baste this pork with more of the marinade. Okay, so I'm going to get all the vegetables for the noodles chopped up. I have this ginger left over from chopping up that piece of ginger that I had. So I'm going to use that in the noodles. And then I'm going to use 3 more garlic cloves. And I decided I'm going to use a carrot too. So I have 1 pepper and 1 carrot. First I'm going to cut up the pepper. And now I'm going to peel the carrot and cut off the ends. Cut it in half. Cut it in half lengthwise. And I want to cut it into thin strips and cut it into even thinner strips, so like that. And now to cut the mushrooms. Oh, and I want some onion too. So I'm going to take this large onion here. And I'm going to cut it into strips. Okay, our pork roast is about halfway done cooking. So I'm going to flip it over. Look at that, that's looking great. Oh, that looks delicious. Yum. And I'm gonna baste it. So I have these Chinese noodles, and I'm going to boil some in this pan here. I think I'll boil about that much. Okay, now I need to drain them. And now I'm going to heat up about 2 tablespoons of sesame oil and add the garlic and the ginger. I'm also going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter. Now I'm going to add the onions. Now I'm going to add the bell peppers and the carrots. Now I'm going to add the mushrooms. Now I'm going to add my noodles. And I'm going to add about a cup of soy sauce. Now I'm going to add some oyster sauce. Probably about 1/4 cup of oyster sauce. So here's my chow mein with vegetables and my cucumber salad and my barbecue pork.